The strike of the snake. I got a brand new house on the roadside, made from rattlesnake hide. I got a brand new chimney made on top, made from a human skull. Who do you love? Bo Diddley. I dragged myself up 18th Avenue's metal steps, my boots clanging the whole way. It was only my second shift at the bar, and it was my first time working a real busy night. I reached behind my head for the brim of my backward Superman hat. All right, Clark, I told myself, time for some action. My dad always encouraged my identification with the hero when I was young. Over the years it has become a running joke. Even my stepmom, who showed up around when I turned 12, would say my dark features resembled the hero's alter ego. Also, right after I started playing ball, they discovered I had a cannon for a left arm. Everyone acted like I possessed a superpower. Whenever my dad was most disappointed after a game, he'd yell something like, "Do you know how many kids wish they could let it fly like you?" My brow was covered in sweat. I'd reach back for my hat with my right hand, so I wiped my forehead with my left. Then, out of habit, I guess, I executed my signature hair toss. The move was my uncle's idea. He would tell me to flip my hair whenever I took my helmet off after a touchdown. His wife died when I was a baby, and he never remarried. He loved me like a son, and wound up coaching me through Pee-wee. Sports Center eats that shit up, he'd say. Earlier, before they told me I had to go work the line, I was stationed at the dishwasher. Washing dishes sucks. The first night I worked I didn't think it was so bad, but when it's busy you never really get a break. The cups keep coming. Besides, I was bored, and there was no one to talk to. Bending over constantly was also starting to aggravate my back, and it was hot, like literally steaming. The rain felt great when I got outside. I looked up and let my face cool off a little before I replaced my cap, careful not to disturb my flow. When I reached the alley, I finally understood what everyone working at the bar meant by a good night. People were packed in on each other behind the chain. Where the chain ended, people spilled off the sidewalk and onto the street. I jumped as high as I could to see how far back the line went. When I landed, I looked around. The guy who sent me outside said a Sam would break down what to do. I figured the person in a red fleece motioning me over was Sam. He called, "Yo, shit, what's your name again?" I jogged up the alley towards him. When I got close, I responded, "Rob," and outstretched my arm. Robbie, that's right. The way he said my name sort of rolled off his tongue. Usually I hate it when people call me Robbie. He smiled at me, looked me over once, then let his eyes move into the distance. His grip was way stronger than I would have guessed. But he didn't strain his face at all. I couldn't think of the last time I gave the weaker effort in a handshake. Probably when Coach came to visit post-op, I thought. "Is this your first time working the line?" Sam asked. I nodded. I couldn't tell what Sam's deal was, but something about his personality was throwing me off. "Don't be afraid. The first time is the hardest. After that, I ain't scared. This is nothing. Compared to a big game, a piece of cake," I thought to myself as I listened to Sam go on. This guy is full of himself. "Once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. Here's the name of the game. Stop the cutters. A difficult game, considering cutters always object. There is one other constraint we must accept. We are not allowed to pick people up and carry them to the back of the line. Other than that, act as God Emperor of the line and embrace your citizens." I could barely hear what he was saying by the end. I had no idea what he meant by God Emperor. He had a bad habit of mumbling, so his words all kind of blended into one. Sam kept laying down the law, but I got distracted by a face floating beside the chain to the back. "Is that the girl from Calc?" "Keep smiling," flashed through my mind, when she glanced my way. "Oh my God, I didn't know you work here," the girl cried. Sam shut up and spun around. He'd been talking with his back to the line. "How are you?" my classmate continued. She looked to her friend to offer an explanation. "He's in my psych class." "Wait, no, math, right? I always mix those two up. I don't know why. Silly me, I guess." Her friend nodded impatiently and checked her phone, which reminded me I hadn't looked at mine in forever. The girl from Calc is one of those porcelain doll types, who is used to being hugged like she's super fragile. Her friend wanted to keep moving, so our hug was brief, and I was sure to be gentle. As soon as the girls were out of earshot, Sam snapped at me. "What are you doing? Stay focused. No, girls, this is work." Actually, I couldn't tell if Sam was being serious. The big red dog, my boy Cliff from back on the team, told me when he was convincing me to come work at the bar that it was like a never-ending stream of girls. He even mentioned Sam by name, saying he had a whole squad of groupies who would come up to him throughout the night. Sam was staring with some real authority, though. I figured I'd better apologize. "My bad, bro," I said. I caught myself looking at Sam's feet and straightened up to meet his gaze head on. My uncle taught me to act like a champion even after a loss. That being said, I was acutely aware that this was 2 times in a row that Sam had imposed his will. "For Christ's sake, man, relax. I'm fucking with you. Try to stay loose. In all seriousness, however, girls always come at a cost. Take my experience. This work requires some self-restraint." A girl came out of nowhere and called to Sam like a purring cat. "Sam." A moment later she slapped his ass. It was real unexpected. It caught him by surprise, for sure. "Ow!" cried Sam. She gave him a tight hug, running these plump fingers over his stubble and through his hair. Then she kissed him on the neck. "It's nice to see you too," Sam said. Her arm was still around his waist. I couldn't believe it. When I met him, I couldn't see what people had told me about Sam's game. He seemed sort of like a nerd at heart. Yet here's this foxy dime all over him. "So, Sam, how are the ladies treating you?" she asked. "You know, about the same. How's your week?" I felt awkward listening to the strange couple flirt, so I reached into my pocket for my phone, but left it there when Sam shot me a sideways glance. The girl went on talking. "I'm exhausted. I've been working non-stop. I shouldn't even be here right now. What are you doing out here?" There was already a line when I got here, so I had to stay outside for a bit. Now I'm explaining to our friend Robbie the ways of the line watcher. "I'll be down in a second." She introduced herself before going inside. "Hi, I'm Mira. I'm a waitress." She let go of Sam and reached her hand out to me. Her grip also surprised me, but she quickly let go before I could recover. "Don't listen to a word he says." Mira turned to Sam and said before heading towards the door, "I'm doing coat check." "Don't let her crush your hand," Sam said after she was gone. I didn't. She caught me off guard. To try and turn the tables, I added, "You hidden that?" "No way." Sam looked down and shook his head violently. "In my dreams. She has a boyfriend. Doesn't matter, though. She'd drive me nuts. Listen, I've gotta go downstairs. The bar's gonna start running out of shit if I don't go soon. Fuck. I was gonna tell you one other thing, but I can't remember what it was. Whatever. I'm gonna send someone up in a second. Just stand about here, and whoever comes up will help you out." "Alright, my friend. Take it easy." He took off. Before Sam could turn the corner, a pack of 4 men walked past me. There's a fucking squad, I thought, as a loner broke free. He flew ahead of his friends. Sam backstepped and caught his shoulder as the guy was ducking under the chain. He went to push Sam, but Sam slid back in time. The cutter lost his shit. "Get your hands off me. That's right. Back the fuck up. Bitch, you trippin'? Yeah, trippin' off that power. You want me to go to the back? What's new? Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying, pretty boy. The cutter kept yelling. I'm from Y-Town, nigga. Call this place a school? What they teach, bitch? Racism? Answer me, nigga. Lord knows I'd educate that ass. By the end of his tirade meant for Sam, the cutter was looking at the dark sky. Even under verbal bombardment, Sam stood his ground. I could see the guys spittle in the street lamps as it fell to Sam's face. The other members of the squad ran down the alley. 2 of them got there in time to hold him back. As they carried him away, the 2 friends berated the cutter for his misbehavior. I even heard one ask with a slap on the back of the head, "Why you always be acting like a dark-skinned nigga?" The 4th friend was a mega fat dude who waddled down the alley and arrived too late to do anything. But he stayed behind to apologize for his friend. He said his girl was already inside celebrating her birthday. Sam said very little, then nodded, laughed, and slapped hands with the cutter's considerate friend. After Sam disappeared, I imagined what my reaction would have been if a guy tried shoving me like that. Fuck backing up. I'd sleep his ass. If he touches you, it's self-defense. I visualized throwing my left like my uncle showed me. Lean right, kid, and put all your weight into it. My sophomore year of high school, I snuck out one Friday after a big win and partied with the seniors. The O-line and some clowns from the hockey team started a fight, and I got clipped behind the ear while I wasn't looking. My dad would have killed me if he found out, but my uncle thought it was a good experience. When he found out, he took me into his garage and showed me a few moves. "What doesn't kill you," he kept saying while making me slam left after left into a pillow. I realized I'd reached over my shoulder and started massaging the spot above my left scap that still gives me the most trouble. I made second string as a true freshman. In the first game of the year, we were blowing out the other team, so I went in for the starter. We ran the ball twice, then I hit a clean button hook to the outside to move the chains. After the first, the coach sent in the second string line. The call came in to go deep from shotgun, but the right tackle blew an assignment. I got blindsided and stripped while trying to throw. I hadn't told anyone during camp, but my arm had been bothering me in the weeks leading up to the game. It turned out a chunk of labrum was hanging by a thread, and it separated on impact. I checked my phone, hoping it would take my mind off the shoulder. It was getting blown up by a group chat I'm in with a bunch of older guys from the team. The chat's name is a great quote from our star tight end, the only other underclassman in the chat, who was also my best friend on the team. The plan was for he and I to tear it up once I became the starter. Anyway, I won't say his name, but here's the quote. "I'm gonna ravage her pussy like a wolverine." All the talk was about when to head to 18th Avenue from the different house parties people were at. I also had a bunch of individual texts. One was from the tight end. "Clark Kent, bitches wanna know where you at." The text was followed by a line of 3 crying face emojis. There was another message from my stepmom, but I didn't bother looking. I pressed the home icon, swiped to the right, and hit the Snapchat icon. A DB, also in "I'm gonna ravage her pussy like a wolverine," had the first story. It began with him blowing some smoke, and then the camera panned the room. There were a number of drugs, herb powders and pills, on the table in front of him, 4 girls twerking on each other in the middle of the room, in the corner a couple making out. The walls were flashing different colors. I exited out of Snapchat, wishing I was on my way with my teammates to 18th Avenue instead of working. My stepmom had also called and left a voicemail. I hesitated but decided I'd better listen. My stepmom is so sweet and she is always supportive of me, no matter what. Even when my dad would get upset and come down on me, my stepmom would assure me all my dreams, a Heisman, the Super Bowl, MVP, would come true. Since I got hurt though, she won't stop nagging me. She won't accept the situation for what it is.